Hi, I see you guys. Um, I actually, for once, actually saw them before it even started. So that's kind of a miracle. So, anyway, hi to all you guys who've already signed on. I am just kind of like navigating this. Um, having trouble navigating. Oh, she wrote that. Okay, Steph is moderating for me. So, hello to you guys who have already commented. I see Jessica and Ellen so far. I there's a few of you though, so I only see them so far. So good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you in Colorado, it's kind of like a cold day today. It's not the warmest day ever, but I have on my giant heart sweater. So that way I stay nice and warm. So hello to you guys signing on. Um, I see Liz and Michelle and Michaela and Kimberly and Jan. I feel like I'm on Romper Room. For any of you guys, I might have just dated myself. So for any of you guys who know what Romper Room is, that's what it is. So hello to all you guys signing on. Um, so anyway, or there's a Kimberly who's a Kim, I guess. Is that right? Sorry, Kim. I am only a Kim, not a Kimberly. So just so you know that. You guys, I understand like lots of people want readings and stuff, but I just want to tell you, just as we start, please don't put any of your personal information in the comments. When I get to the point where I'm ready to do readings, that would be great. Between now and the 4th of July, when I did my last one, um, I've had 43 different people either comment or fake my profile on here. And I do not want you guys to get screwed over. So I just want to tell you that right from the outset that I will never privately message you. I will never do anything like that. That is not my style. I've been doing this almost 20 years. I don't need to reach out to people's email and say, I have a feeling. I don't need to comment. And no legit medium is going to be messaging off of somebody else's live feed saying, I just have a feeling. They're not legit. So I just want to say that to you guys. Just hesitate. Hi to everybody saying hi. Just please don't put like a bunch of your personal information in there in the side. So I see some of you guys are signing on from other states. It's not sweater weather in Georgia. I bet you it isn't. Georgia's a pretty hot place to be in the month of July. So anyway, you guys, welcome, welcome. I'm going to do some readings for the next hour. I think this time I'm going to go a little different direction and do medium readings, but I'm also going to do some psychic ones as well, like to help people with their lives and stuff like that. Because when people come to me, they often will sometimes come to talk to their loved ones, and then after we talk to their loved ones, then they have stuff going on in their life, and it's like, well, if you're tuned into this, why aren't you tuned into this? But I am tuned into that, so I'm both a psychic and a medium. A medium primarily connecting you with your loved ones, but sometimes it's nice to bring them through in regular psychic readings because it's nice to know that you're not alone with all the stressful things and everything we have going on in our lives. So hi to everybody. Saying hi here. Again, just a reminder, please don't put your information in there. Next weekend, I have a class. It's called Making Your Own Connection, and I'm very excited about teaching it. It's an online class, so you can take it from anywhere. And eventually, next year, I'll be doing classes at my office, but it is not this year. So I will have groups. I might even have like some online groups here starting a little bit later in the year. But I am not necessarily doing 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 classes in person right now, but I will eventually kind of get back to that. But for those of you who are all over the country and would love to learn a little bit about this stuff, how to connect with your loved ones on your own, how to listen to your own spidey senses, all that kind of stuff, it's a weekend workshop. It's this next weekend. So if you're interested, there's still room in it. It's not huge, so you don't have to worry about like being in a situation where you're not able to like get my attention or ask me questions or anything like that. I don't teach classes like that. I like to be able to be accessible during the time. So hello to everybody signing on. I like to be accessible to people when I teach classes. So you will definitely be able to ask me questions personally, like talk to me and talk in a group and get some hands-on practice during the experience. So if any of you guys are interested, it's on my website. It's called Making Your Own Connection, and Stephanie is moderating, and I'm pretty sure she'll just put it in the comments here in just a moment, the link to that. So
Instagram is not working.
Instagram is not working. So if you are watching this from Instagram, it's not working.
No, it's not streaming from Instagram, so no one's watching it.
Oh, okay then.
Just letting you know.
Nobody's able to tune in off Instagram. Maybe that's because of the. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. So anyway, so classes and stuff. Stephanie just walked in here, so she probably has not posted about the class, but it's called Making Your Own Connection. It's on my website, readingsbykim.com. And so I have that. And then also, I just want to tell you right now, as far as readings go, I'm booking in August. I think July's pretty packed right now. So I'm booking in August a little bit, like in the second half of August is where my appointments are available. And they're on my website. So if you guys would like to make an appointment, and hi, Toby. If you guys would like to make it, that's Toby motherfucking Jenkins. She's one of my very close friends who I never talk to because I'm that kind of a friend. But she's absolutely wonderful and I love her. And she will be participating and helping in the class because sometimes I just have former students and friends kind of help so that there's some assistance to kind of like help to answer questions, things like that. And so I just want to remind you guys, don't put your personal information in the comments. For those of you who's just signed on recently, I had almost 50 people kind of scam my account after my last live on the 4th of July, and I've been blocking them and deleting their comments. And what those comments look like sometimes are people saying, I just feel an energy. I just feel drawn to you. I just feel whatever. I just want to tell you that no legit psychic is going to do that. I've been doing this for 20 years. And I have never reached out to anyone and been like, I just have a feeling. So that's a bunch of bullshit. And then there's lots of people pretending to be like Teresa Caputo or pretending to be me. I guarantee you, neither one of us are going to reach out on somebody's Facebook feed and just randomly reach out to someone. So I just want to let you know that. And then there's also, so my class is on my website. And then in February, I'm doing another workshop with Dina. I love these workshops, but the sign up for the lesser price is before September 12th. So there's like a cheaper sign up price. It's an all inclusive. You share a room with someone. It's an all inclusive retreat, 4 days. It includes the class, the food, the lodging, the fun, all of it. And if you sign up before September 12th, it's at a discounted price. So if any of you guys are interested in that, it's in February. Again, that information is on my website. This Making Your Own Connection class that I have coming up next weekend, this might be the last time I get to that this year. So if you are interested, take it. If it's too long or you have other plans, but you want to take like half of it, or I will still record it. You just won't be able to have the practical exercises that go along with it. So I just want to let you know that. So it says, is there a way to use microphone if needed on YouTube? I am not the expert in that situation. You mean only the microphone and not camera? That is fine if that's what you're saying. If you just want to do voice, that's absolutely fine. It just kind of depends where the readings go. But the way I do readings for you guys watching who's never watched this before, on StreamYard, I'm able to bring people on camera with me. So if you want to be on camera, awesome. If you don't and you just want to do voice, that's okay too. You're not hurting my feelings. And I understand not everyone wants to be, they're not sitting there prepared, dressed, ready to be on camera. But if you don't give a shit, that's also fine as well. So I will be pulling people on. I'm going to do psychic and mediumship today because I do both. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to make those choices or choose yet. I'm pretty much going to let kind of like the universe decide for me. So that's how I go. So I know that lots of you are kind of saying, I want a reading, I want a reading. I know that's probably the only reason you're tuned in is to get a reading. So we will just kind of see where this goes. I wanted to just try something different because I can experiment and do it however. And I like doing these. They're kind of fun and I get to connect with you guys and talk to you guys. And so I would, so I think I'm going to start off with like a tarot reading if that's cool with you guys. And I'm just going to kind of pick someone. Just because it starts off as tarot does not necessarily mean. So these are the readings I do. I do tarot, I do psychic, I do mediumship. I generally don't do tarot in my office, just FYI. I teach tarot. Sometimes when I do Zoom readings, I have like a little deck of cards that I've got sitting in front of me. But for the most part, in person, I don't do tarot unless people ask. And the reason I don't do tarot is because it's just quicker if I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, you see that big bookshelf right there? Um, those are all my spiritual psychology books. And I'm a little bit of a book nerd. So I just want to let you know that. I'm just going to start off here by kind of like making a random choice. I don't really know how that's going to go, but here we go. So, and I'm sorry, you guys, I don't always read all the comments. So it's just hard to have bifocals on and I'm just like, what does it say? So that's why I bring people on. It just makes it so much more easy. So I just want to say that I will ask you in the beginning if you've ever had a reading from me. If you have had a reading from me and there's something that I remember, I will let you know. I love this. Stephanie's posting stuff on the thing. So it's just, this is such a cool way to do it, this StreamYard app. And I'm so happy she found it. So actually, who is this? Maggie Bobian Ramirez. Is that right? I just feel drawn to your name. And I have exact, but I see you. You said hello. You put a little heart. So this is how we do this. I'm going to put a link in the comments. But the only person that I'm going to allow on the live feed right now is Maggie. So if she wants to, I don't exactly know what you need, Maggie, or why you're here, but we'll figure that out once you're on the live part. Because again, less is more, you guys. Please, you don't have to tell me a bunch of stuff, but you also definitely do not need to put a bunch of shit in the comments. There's just a lot of scammers out there, and I don't want you to get scammed because I love you. So even if I don't know you, I love you, so I don't really care. All right, so let me invite her in, and you guys will see how this works. I got to remember how to do it. So give me just a minute here. Mute. Invite. There we go. Okay, so I am going to invite Maggie on here. If she wants to come on, that is absolutely fine. If you want to do just voice, that is also fine as well. So let me close that. And I'm going to put the link on here. And Maggie, if you click this link, I will invite you in into the room. There we go. Here we go. So I guess that is how this is working today. I guess I'm just going to pick by what feels right. The name Maggie, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't recognize that name. So I'm thinking this is a new person. But if she's still here, we'll get her. And if not, we'll get somebody else. I do read people that I've read before. So if I did read you before, I will share whatever I kind of remember vaguely. I'm not going to share your like whole personal details and shit. So you don't have to worry about that. But while we're waiting for her to see her click in, if you guys have any questions for me or whatever, I'm happy to answer them. Questions about this work, questions about your loved ones, question about whatever. But do not put your information, please, 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 your personal information into the comments, because on Facebook, not so much YouTube, but definitely on Facebook, there are just so many scams. So I don't want you guys to do that. So Instagram is not working. So if you know anyone who's trying to sign on through Instagram, just know that. Hi, Julie. We're just waiting to see if Maggie wants to do this. I'll give this a couple more minutes. But if any of you guys have any questions, looking at this. So don't ask questions about your necessarily whatever you want a reading for. I just save that for if I pick you, okay? That way nobody scams you. What's your favorite tarot card and why? Somebody knows me, Kashaya. I think that's you, and I think I've read you before. But because that name looks familiar, and it's because it's different. So of course that's why it's familiar. And so, ooh, we got Maggie. So I'm gonna put her on here, but I'm gonna answer your question. My favorite card is the Queen of Wands, because I think the Queen of Wands is like the badass bitch card of the deck. And I mean, the Empress is cool, but the Queen of Wands, like, she's got it all. She's got all the different. She's got the cups. She's got the pentacles. She's got the wands. And she's got what am I missing here? Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. She's got it all. She's got it all going on. I just think she's the badass bitch of the deck. So I just want to say that. But Kashaya, your name just looks familiar. So let me grab Maggie here. Hi, Maggie.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Have I ever read you before?
No.
Oh, that's what I thought, because I'm like, that name doesn't look familiar. So it's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I do psychic and medium readings, so I connect with loved ones, and I also talk about stuff going on in your life. I was going to start off with tarot, but I actually feel loved ones here for you. So I think we might be going in a different direction. But is there a person you want to talk to, just first name? I don't want to know who they are, how you know them, anything like that. Or is there a topic you want me to look at in your life, like your love life, your work life, your whatever? But I don't want you to give me a specific question, because I like to make sure that I'm accurately tuned into a situation before I give you any advice or guidance. So, person, or what's your preference, my dear?
Let's do person, please.
Just name.
Mary.
Mary. Okay. And so I actually feel like, so this is interesting. She has a very like strong vibe here. So as she's kind of like starting to fill the space, fill the room, you actually asked her to be here today, or you were hoping when you saw this, you were just hoping for her. But it seems like she's kind of like an influential person in your life, like a mother figure or someone that's kind of like watching over you. So when I'm seeing her energy, it feels like she's like giving you a big hug from behind. So that's how I feel her. So, but she has this kind of like mama kind of energy or something. And so, but I think she might have had some health issues or something like that before she passed away. But the thing is, so every once in a while, the way that this works is I let them use my eyes to see. And I feel like I want to hug you. So I don't even know you. And whoever Mary is, I feel like she had a strong love bond with you. So she wants to hug you. I mean, I'd love to hug you, but it's her that I'm getting that with. But would she have an illness in before she passed? And is she also older than you and a mother figure to you? Would all of those things be true? I don't know if she's your mom, but she's a mother figure. So she's got this nurturing, I want to take care of you vibe. So she might very well be a mother. But there was definitely illness for her before she crossed into the spirit world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, all three of them make sense. Okay. She's grandmother.
But did she help raise you or something? Or maybe she's your mom's mom, or
she's mom's
because there's this like nurturing, I want to hug you kind of feeling. But your mom's still alive, right?
Yes.
Okay. And are you also like, this lady, I also think your grandpa's in the spirit world as well. Is that true?
Correct. Correct.
He's with her. So it's not just her. She brings him with her. Um,
Okay.
it's like, and I think she has a brother over there as
She
well.
does.
So there's like two men with her. One is her brother. One is your grandpa. But I'm not letting them talk. I'm just focusing on her because she seems to be very eager to be here. But would there also be children for you, like your mom?
Yes.
Okay. And so, and
Or
are there three kids? Do you have three kids?
I do have 3 kids.
Okay. And she just seems to be a guardian for your children as well. So
Oh yeah.
I just want to let you know that she's a guardian angel. She was really sick before she died, but she says everybody kind of pitched in trying to take care of her or help her or something like that, but she still struggled a lot. Does that make sense?
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like you might
Oh,
be one of those people who pitched in, helped
oh yeah.
take care of her, spent a
Absolutely.
lot of time with her. She's got lots of stories. She's a lady with a lot of history attached
Right.
to her, but I don't know if she just had a lot of kids or a lot of family, but I just feel like um she is just also a little spicy, a little
Oh, very,
opinionated, a
very.
little very much telling her grandkids and her kids like how to do shit, how to get things done. Don't mess that up. Don't do whatever. So she definitely, even all the way up to the end of her life, was very opinionated. But she
Oh yeah.
tells me you talk to her a lot and you need her right now for something. It's almost like you've got some changes going on in your life that I feel like aren't all rainbows and lollipops. And you're kind of like, you wish she was here to give you advice or at least tell you what to do. Because I feel like she definitely always gave like really good, real talk advice, even if you didn't like it. Does that make sense? Okay.
Completely.
All right. And I just want to tell you, all you guys in the comments, I can't read them right now, and I probably won't go back and read them. So if you have any questions, you'll have to ask them again here in just a little bit because I want to finish with this because her grandma is, she's just saying she needs me right now. Um, and your grandma is definitely the type of lady that wants to make sure that you know that if you need her help, she's here, she's on call, she's on speed dial, she's right in your ear, is my sense. But do you have like a concern? Wait a second. Do you also have a father in the spirit world too? Or an uncle?
No.
Or there's another person here who's older than you. So somebody
Just
else is here. I just want to say that. I don't know who he is, but I know he's older than you and he's showing up. Sorry, guys, I'm taking my sweater off. I'm in the midst of a hot flash. So let me say, your grandma, and she says right now, you want her advice. You want her advice because there's some endings going on in your life and you're also really worried about someone. So it's like bifold, two issues. And you have someone here who's like father figure, an uncle or something like that. He's not your grandma's age. He's like an uncle or a dad's age. He could be a father-in-law. I have no idea who that guy is, but he also kind of comes in attendance here because he's connected to your family and he may be connected to whoever you had your kids with. Because I keep getting like your kids have more than just your grandma and grandpa and great uncle or whatever watching over them. They also have like maybe a grandpa over there as well, watching over them. So do you have like a father, ex-father-in-law, father-in-law kind of dude over there who would have died very quickly as well?
Yes,
Like
actually a father-in-law and a brother-in-law.
Of your brother?
My brother-in-law.
Or your brother-in-law.
My husband's brother
Okay.
just passed away not too long ago.
But your husband's dad is also gone?
Yes.
Because that guy is coming through first. I'll probably get the brother-in-law here in just a minute. But the father-in-law seems to be watching over your kids, watching over your husband. There's like some financial stuff going on, and there's something going on with one of your kids that I feel like might be a little stressful. And then, but it's also like family stuff. So they both say there's a lot of shit going on for you guys.
Right. There is.
It's like everything seems like it's up in the air and you're just waiting for everything to kind of settle to figure out what your next move is. It affects your children, it affects your family, it affects your home, it affects your life, it affects where you live, it affects everything. And so what she's doing is coming with this hug, but so is your father-in-law. Your brother-in-law, he died very unexpectedly. Is that true?
Oh, yes.
Okay, because that is a whole different situation. And is your husband in the room with you?
He is actually.
Yeah. Tell him that his brother's okay, because there's something shitty about that I don't like. That's telling me that that's very tragic. And his brother is coming and saying that he walks beside him and that he's around him, but he's okay. I think that's the most important part is he's okay. But I think he's with the father-in-law. But is your mother-in-law still living?
No, she also passed.
Okay. She also passed. So,
Yeah.
because he's talking about like I don't know, maybe you have a sister-in-law? Because it seems like there's a female he's talking about that he left behind.
Yes, he did.
Brother-in-law left this lady behind, and she's
Yeah.
like really, really struggling a
Oh my
lot.
God.
And he said he just needed to let her know he was okay. I don't know. She just is very nurturing to him. So
Oh gosh, so bad. She took such good care of him.
yeah, it's like a mom, like a hug, like he's always getting nurtured. He's always so sorry. I thought that was his mom. But I, the brother-in-law is okay. It's just tragic and sad and unexpected. So I just want
Yes.
to tell you that. So if you let them know, I mean, this is all recorded. It will be on YouTube or whatever, so they can watch it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
but it's yeah. So don't worry. It will be still on Facebook. So she could just go click play on the recording and see it.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
I feel like this is a really hard time for you guys, and it seems like there's just a lot of shit up in the air. And
Ugh.
I guess this is my sense. Time. And that's, I hate that when people say that, like, oh, time, that's all you need. But there's something about the time right now that you're in this space and time where there's a lot of changes going on in that family, your husband's family, everybody.
Yes.
There's just all the shit up in the air. And some of it feels like, um, is there also like some sickness in your family? Like, does somebody have like a health issue, one of your parents or something?
Yes, my
Are you
mom is really
concerned
sick.
about one okay, because it's like there's a concern about a parent, or something, a health issue, and it's just a lot. So I
Oh,
want to say though, things kind of settle soonish, meaning mid-August, I think, like, but it's still like chaos until then. And that chaos is just, you feel like you're just dealing with one disaster after another, after another, after another. But I feel like the chaos will calm down. And that's what your grandma is saying, is this will pass. So not to get too deep into details about people's lives on a live where anybody can watch it at any time. But
yeah.
is this resonating with you
It
that
is.
like I feel like by mid-August the dust will settle and you'll know what your next steps are. I also
Okay.
feel like there's like a financial concern with you and your husband. And so when I look at mid-August, I also feel like a connection to that time bringing you some kind of clarity about what the next steps are financially as well. I also think you get chills a lot, or you got
Mm-hmm.
spirits all around you in your house. Like they're all trying to let you know that they're in the house with your kids. Your kids need these guardians. Your three kids seem to need a bunch of spirits watching over them. So I just want to tell you that. But the dust will settle. And when the
Okay.
dust settles, you'll know what to do next. Your grandma says you're a lot like her, and she taught
I
you
know.
well. And so,
Good enough.
it's funny that I mentioned that card in the tarot deck as I started your reading, because
Right.
the Queen of Wands is the badass bitch card. She's got it all together. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's strong and she's independent and whatever. And I think you need to remember that about yourself. So if you need to get a tarot deck, go to the Queen of Wands, just print it off Google or whatever,
Okay.
because she is like the strongest woman in the deck. And I
Okay.
feel like with everything you've kind of been through in your life, you're kind of one of the strongest women in your life. So, so's your mom, so's your grandma. Um, So is whoever this lady is that's connected to your brother-in-law. She also, and just a reminder, please remind her that he loves her and she can handle this. And I
Right.
just feel like it's just, she felt like the rug was ripped out from under her.
Oh, yes,
So
completely.
I just want to acknowledge that. But thank you so much for, did I get to most of what you needed or
You
most of what
did.
you were
Thank you so
curious about
much.
today? Awesomeness. I just want to tell you, Mary is a Queen of Wands. You're a Queen of Wands. Don't forget that about yourself.
Thank
And
you
just
so
know
much.
that when the dust settles, you'll be okay.
Thank you.
And you and your husband will know exactly what to do. So I
Okay.
just want to let you
I
know that.
appreciate you.
But anyway, thank you for doing this. And just
Absolutely.
remember,
Thank
it
you.
is recorded, like it will stay on Facebook. So whoever that chick is, she can watch it. And then you don't have to worry. You could be like, hey, I got a message for you. Watch this.
Yeah.
Because then
Right.
that will kind of help her a little bit because he just absolutely adores her. He's just like, she's struggling so much. I need to let her know I'm okay. And he like
No.
busted in past Mary. And I don't think anybody can get past Mary. So I just like feel like he just had to come. But the father-in-law is there as well. I'm sure the mother-in-law is there, but there's just too many people for you.
Okay.
So I just want to pass that along. But thank you so much for tuning in today. And I think it was
Absolutely.
serendipitous.
Thank
Mary
you.
said you were expecting her. You needed her. So,
I
but the
did.
brother-in-law said he was the one that inspired you to remember. So he was waiting. So I just
I'm
want to
glad.
let you know that. But
Thank you
I
so
hope you have a
much.
wonderful rest of your day, my dear. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You
You're very
too.
welcome. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, that's kind of how it works. So I will just kind of like pick someone. Um, and so, all right. So, I am just, I want to kind of like work back and forth between like maybe answering a question and then connecting with a loved one or something like that. But that is kind of how this is working. Sorry, you guys. I am just looking at this. Um, oh, you guys are welcome. I absolutely love doing this shit. Like, you have no idea how much this makes my heart happy, but it also appeases my Libra moon in my astrology. So like there's part of me that just wants to be nice to everybody. So I just want to say I know there's bunches of you that would love a reading, so I'm just going to kind of let it happen naturally, just like that did. I wasn't expecting it to go that way. I was like, ooh, I'm going to do a tarot reading, but that is not exactly what happened. I'm just bear with me. But if any of you guys have any questions, um, please try not to put your personal information in the comments. Um, I said this earlier. I had almost 50 different accounts that I had to block who tried to scam my people who watch my videos and stuff. Some pretending to be me, some pretending to be Teresa Caputo, some just saying, I have a feeling and I feel drawn to you. So please, 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 don't fall for that bullshit. Okay. So, all right. So, I know lots of you would love a reading. I'm just looking at this. Kelly Kidwell. Kelly Kidwell, come on down. I have no idea why I am doing it this way today, you guys. But this is just the way it's getting done. So if you have any other questions for me, you can pop them in the comments until Kelly gets on. I am going to put another link there. And just so you guys know, the only person that I will invite on is Kelly. Even if you click the link, I'm not going to put you in here just because that it just doesn't work like that. Um, StreamYard is very interesting. You can only have so many people on the stage with you at one time. Yeah. So Kelly Kidwell, here we go. So if you are interested, let me know. Just click the link that I just put here. I know you guys want messages and stuff. Like I get that. I just kind of have to do the process the way it works best. Stephanie, I do have a class coming up next weekend. It's all weekend. It's both days. It's 95 one day, 95 9:4 the other day, and yes, there are breaks. So it's not like it's just constant. And if you want to do the whole thing, but you have to miss 2 hours, I record it. The only thing you'll miss is the online, the practice stuff that we do, because I don't include that in the recording. But if you are interested, there's still spaces available. And just so you know, that I can also like there's a personal element to it. So my classes aren't so full that I don't talk to people or let you ask questions or whatever. So you're directly dealing with me. And it's a Zoom class, so you can connect with other people. There'll be the opportunity to practice it and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so if any of you guys are interested in the class, it's a good starter class. Hi, Kelly. I see her, so I'm adding her. It's a good, hi.
Hi.
Hello. Have I ever read you before?
Yeah.
Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Have I ever read you before?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I can. Sorry, there was a little glitch. Let's do a reading for you.
Okay.
I don't particularly remember any reading I've done with you, especially not seeing, like I can't see you, so which is fine. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to.
Okay.
But what I would ask you is just for you to give me and only like one question, but if there's a loved one you want to connect with, just a first name or a topic you want me to look at, just try not just like not information filled topics.
Okay.
So just say work instead of should I quit my job.
Taylor.
So what do you got?
I got Taylor.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Like a dead person, Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a female?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Feels like female energy. And I actually feel like she's got like this friendly energy. Like she just floated in front of me like a fairy. So, but did Taylor die very like unexpectedly?
Yes.
Would that be true?
Yes.
I don't like this one either. So I don't think it's natural causes. Is that right?
No.
It's not natural causes?
It's not.
Okay. I just want to verify that. And I also feel like though that she I actually feel like you talked to her a lot.
Yeah.
She's kind of like coming in because I think she was kind of a little, I feel like this mixed bag with her. Like sometimes I feel incredibly independent and headstrong, and sometimes I feel like highly emotional and like I care too much what everybody thinks. And so she's this kind of mixed bag here, and she just seems kind of younger to me when she's coming through. And I think she's so young, in fact, that her mother might still be living.
Yes.
And she's, you know her mom, though.
I'm her mother.
That's why you know her mom, then. She, I know it looks like I've done a reading from you before, but have I ever talked to her?
You did, like, it was very, very shortly after she passed, you did. It was at one of your seminars or whatever.
Okay, so it was like at an open house or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't it funny that she just jumps in here and jumps in there? Like that's not really common. So that's really cool. But you're her mom, so she obviously knows how to get through. Apparently she's got no problems getting through. But I feel like her passing is very shitty. We must have already talked about that. But she has a sibling that's alive. Is that true?
Yes.
Or another kid? Something, or other kids, plural.
Kids.
It seems like she's got some souls that she's very connected to. But have you, since she's died, have you had like some kind of health issue that you've had to remedy for yourself?
I have a health issue. I'm not real sure what it is, but I haven't went to the doctor yet.
She says it's something you're going to remedy yourself. So there's some health thing going on for you, but I would encourage you to go to the doctor because the sooner the better. And I feel like it's the type of thing that it's not like cancer or anything like that. But it is the type of thing where our earlier is better, and there is some kind of treatment that's going to be really helpful to you.
Okay.
And that it will also maybe possibly include some kind of dietary changes or some changes to the way what you're consuming. So
Okay.
it's either dietary or you have to start taking medication. Whatever it
Okay.
is, you're going to be good. So I just want to
Okay.
tell you that, but I do want to tell you to go to the
Okay.
doctor. She's telling you to go to the doctor. There's like a
Okay.
health issue kind of thing going on. But what do you want to ask her? She
No,
said
I
you
just
have
wanted to,
something. Talk to her. Okay.
I just wanted to
So
know if
she's
she's
gonna.
okay.
Oh, she's absolutely fine, and not only is she fine, but she's gonna just tell me how nosy she is in your life and in the life of her siblings. So bear with me here with her.
Okay.
She's absolutely fine. It's the way she died that causes you so much heartache.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of like why here connected with her. So I'm not exactly sure what that's about.
Uh-huh.
But there's a lot of questions still that linger with you around her passing. So
Yeah.
she's talking about that, and she tells me that it still sits heavy on your heart
Mhm.
because you still go back, like you rehash every single freaking minute of
Yeah.
everything that ever happened ever.
Yeah.
And so, but does she have some responsibility in her passing?
You're asking me?
Yes.
No, she doesn't.
Okay. Then is there something about the responsibility of her passing?
Mhm.
Because like how she dies, there's
Yeah.
something about how that happens and the responsibility of it.
Mhm.
So I don't exactly know how she dies yet, but was there other people involved, or
There was.
did it happen to her from somebody else or something like
Well, you
that?
want me
Because
to tell
it
you what
seems
happened? Or no?
sure.
She was
It's
she went to
okay.
the emergency room because she was sick, and they gave her stuff that didn't mix with the other medication she was taking at home. And they sent her
And
home and
is that
didn't.
yeah, and they didn't,
Yeah.
and you're still
Yeah.
the responsibility of who's
Yeah.
responsible, and you're still struggling
Uh-huh.
with that. And I can totally see that because nobody wants to take responsibility.
Exactly.
And that really, you know what? As a mom, that would fucking piss me off.
Yeah.
I,
It's hard.
I, yeah, I don't, that is rough. And so, I have to say though, I know she's good. And
Okay.
I know that you're wanting justice,
Uh-huh.
but there doesn't seem to be any to be had
Yeah.
because nobody gives a
Mhm.
and nobody
Yeah.
wants to take responsibility, and everybody is like passing the buck or
Mhm.
something like that. So it seems like there's no remedy here, and responsibility is the question.
Yeah.
Who is responsible? And not just who is responsible, but how does she feel about the fact that nobody is taking ownership of it, or is she okay with
Mhm.
this because there's no justice? And so I am going to tell you that I don't see her looking for justice for this, but I
Uh-huh.
feel like as a mom, it makes perfect sense that you would be looking for
Yeah.
justice for this. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's because you're the mom. But I want you to know, though, that you're looking for the justice for it because you're the mom, not because she's over there suffering or because um, she is in it, like wanting something to happen or whatever. If there's anything I've learned in all the years of doing this, um, karma has a funny way of showing up in people's lives that we don't always get to see the outcome. We kind of have to trust the process. And that's really hard when you lose your child because someone else doesn't pay
Yeah.
attention, especially
Exactly.
when we go to doctors and they're supposed to be the experts and they're supposed to be the ones that know because you take your kid there so that they're taken care of.
Mhm.
But your daughter, she has this kind of two-sided nature to her. There's a side of her that's very like outgoing and independent, and there's a side of her that's kind of emotional. So she might have been a teenager or something like
Mhm.
that. I feel like she hadn't quite put her roots down in the world yet. Um, And so she still has that vitality. And did you get a tattoo for her?
I got my whole arm done for her.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
loves that. Are there butterflies in it, or like
Yes.
flowers and butterflies?
Yep.
And it's girly,
Yep.
and she thinks that's awesome. Like whatever you did in her honor, she's like, did you see it? Now I can only see like a vague image of it, but it's
Uh-huh.
something she would have totally loved. Is my feeling with her. So I just want to let you know that, because you were talking about her while you were doing it too,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and you had the tattoo artist in tears. Like you made them cry a little, or they were very emotional right there with you. Is that
Uh-huh.
true?
Yeah.
She just says they were crying together. And so I know she was standing there when you were doing it. And she just thinks it's so absolutely beautiful. And she was still living at home when she passed, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Then do you have like a area, like it's almost like she's in your home?
I
Like
have her son.
I have, then yes, then she's in your home.
Yeah.
So you're with her kid then.
Yeah.
But she's like, she seems so young though. She doesn't seem
Oh,
like a mom's age. She seems like a teenage girl.
she was
So
27.
I know she's not that young. She's 27. She
Yeah.
looks like she's like 19.
Uh-huh.
When I'm looking at her, she looks young and vibrant and whatever, but her kid must look like her.
Yeah.
But she says like you have everything of her in your house. So
Yeah.
you must also have not just her child, but her belongings.
Yes.
And is her kid 7?
No.
Or were they 7 when they came to live with you?
He was let me see. He was
He's
about
about
9.
he's about 9.
Yeah, when she
Then
passed, he was 9.
he might look a little young too.
Mhm.
But she keeps talking about he used to think he saw her, and you just have all this stuff of hers in your I just feel like she's everywhere in your house. I even feel
Mhm.
like she's in your house in
Who
some
is?
way. Your daughter.
Oh yeah,
So like she's there. So is she like I feel very literal about that. So do you also have like her ashes there?
I do.
Or
I
it's
basically
like
have
she's
everything of hers
in the
here.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says it's like she has all these little areas of honor in the house. So she's not just in one location. She's in
No, she's
multiple
everywhere.
spaces in
Yeah.
your house where she's
Yeah.
honored. And she's like, basically what she's saying is like, Mom, I know it pisses you off. And she knows. She knows it pisses you off. You talk to her every single day. I don't think a
Yeah.
single day goes by that you don't talk to
Mm-mm.
your girl.
Yep.
And I feel like she has siblings that she watches over. She watches over her son, but she says her son, he's a good kid, but you might have some challenges there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
but she says like, Mom, like this is hard. Like you're facing these challenges with her son. And I just feel like she wants to let you know that she sees that. And she is like trying to inspire the things to come into his life to kind of help. But her dying didn't help. And he
Mhm.
was already, I feel like he has like his dad's DNA, or there's something about other
Yeah.
aspects of him that are make it a little difficult sometimes. And she's like, Mom, like, you're doing a good job. You're doing a
Yeah.
good job. You don't
Thank you.
always feel like you're doing a good job,
No, I
but
don't.
she says you're doing a good job, and it's not an easy task. What you're dealing with is not easy.
Mhm.
So I just want to say that to you because you've lost your daughter, you're raising your grandson who's having some kind of behavioral stuff going on with him. And I just know it's a hard time. And
Yeah.
so I just want to tell you though, she says she's absolutely fine. But I
Okay.
think what she cares about is if you are.
Yeah.
I think that's her concern.
Yeah.
So, or I don't know that it's a concern because she knows everything's going to be okay. But
Yeah.
she's like, Mom, it's always me. I'm always there. She hasn't left. She's not leaving. She has no plans on leaving. And honestly, I tell people this all the time. I don't think time exists. I think
Yeah.
we need it because we're these simple little creatures and we need to know how many times we're going around the sun.
Hmm.
And why we're aging and how long we're going to be here. But ultimately, in the spirit world, there's no human form, so there's no point of time. And she's energy, and she causes disturbances in your environment, like lights that flicker. And she says there's always music that's being played, and there's something about her birthday and the synchronicity of constantly seeing that. So there's some kind of celebration of her with a birthday and a death day and a whatever, all the numbers that kind of go with that. But she just talks about what is right now, though. Like, what's this month? Is there something significant that happened this month that's kind of a big deal?
Her sister's birthday, but
Birthday?
that's about it. Her birthday.
Her birthday is this
sister's.
month.
No, her sister's
Oh, her
birthday.
sister's. Well, tell her sister she said happy birthday.
Okay.
She said it's a significant month, and I was like, whose birthday is it? So that's what she's saying, happy birthday to her sister. But I do feel like you celebrate your daughter's birthday.
I do, yeah.
That's what she's telling me. She says she gets honored every year on her birthday. So in my mind, she's not 27 anymore. She's older than that when I'm looking at her, but she still looks like she's forever 19. So I just want to tell you that your beautiful girl is absolutely fine. She loves the tattoo. She loves being around you. She recognizes the difficulty in raising a son, your grandson, because that's got to be hard, especially, if you have kids and you raised them and now you have another kid that you're dealing with. That's never easy. But I know that she's in full support of you. And I also think she thinks you're doing an amazing job.
Okay.
So I just want to tell you that. And she loves you and
thank
misses you. She doesn't miss you in the sense the way, because she says you always ask her if she knows how much you miss her. And she says, I do know, Mom, but she is always with you. So, and I smell her. She smells good. So it's like a perfume fragrance that smells good. I like that. Whatever that is, I'm like, what is that?
It's probably vape.
So it's what?
It's probably her vape.
Oh, probably her vape. Did it smell fruity?
Yeah.
Okay. I have like this fruity, I smell good. So it's like every once in a while you just catch your scent. So I just want to let you know that and give you lots of love from her.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. And she heard you when you said, I hope to talk to you today.
Yeah.
She said you told her that. So anyway, you were just talking to her. So
thank you so much.
Thank you for signing on here, and I'm glad that she comes through in group setting. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. You too. Thank you. Bye.
I'm sorry for your loss. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. I think I got time for another one. I just want to say death sucks. So, I mean, it sucks. And then at some points, like they're always around us. So that's great. But, you kind of want to hug them and let them know, that they're here. So I'm going to grab another person. I'm going to grab another person in the audience and to do one more reading. I'll pull someone else on. I just want to remind you guys that I have that workshop coming up next weekend. It is a Making Your Own Connection workshop. So it's how to connect with your loved ones, how mediumship works, how your spidey senses work, all that kind of stuff. Please know that between the 4th of July and now, when I did the last one, I've had to block like 50 people off my page, literally 50 people, you guys. I'm no joke. And it's because people come on and they say they're Teresa Caputo or they're me, and they change a letter in my name or whatever and say, send me a friend request. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just know if someone says they have a feeling about you or whatever, they're probably not a legit psychic. So I just want to let you know that. The class that I'm doing this weekend is the one that I have. I will have other ones coming up. I just don't know exactly what am going to be doing because I'm trying to like see kind of how things kind of flesh out for me. Also, I just have some other stuff going on. Like my brother is sick, and there's one right now. Vig, whoever that is, right there, you can see it all the way, whatever. And that person is saying, Vicky, I have a message for you, Oluwaya Agabadaba, or whatever the hell it is. So that's the kind of shit that happens all the time. So please don't fall for that nonsense. Those people have nothing to do with me. See, they're doing it again. So I am just going to block their ass. Goodbye, whatever your name is. So just be very consciously aware of the fact that I will never reach out to you. Teresa Caputo will never any of those people will never reach out to you. So I just want to let you know that someone asked me a question. Where do loved ones go when they pass? I'm going to tell you my perspective on that. Is that when our loved ones die, I feel like our body dies and the energy that animates us is our soul. I'm not a big heaven and hell person, you guys. I'm not religious. I believe in quantum physics and all that. And I don't dispute any of your religions. You're welcome to believe whatever you want to believe. It's welcome. That's just the way it is. And Toby, I miss you too, but you're going to be spending the day with me next week for 2 days. So she's going to be helping with the class. But I believe we're in hell and they're in heaven, if you want to call it that. But the energy of them still remains. And the best way to describe where I think they are, and this is something that we're going to talk about in the class as well, like a lot more in depth than what I'm about to say right now. But I think that they are in the same frequency, energetic frequency, as inspiration and aha moments, places where books are written, when you get a good idea or remember where your car keys are, that kind of thing. They're right in that frequency of energy. And I feel like they're always able to communicate with us through that space of inspiration. So that's how signs work also. I think that they inspire us to pay attention to things. I don't think they're making anything happen. I think they're inspiring us, saying, hey, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So that's how I think signs work. But I definitely do not at all feel like they are suffering in any way, regardless of how they die. It doesn't matter. If someone's murdered, if they commit suicide, if they die of cancer, if they're 97 years old, everyone kind of goes to the same place. So I just want to acknowledge that so that you guys know that's how this goes. So please be very wary. I see April saying that. April Halpern, I think I went to high school with her. And in my book that I made, but I put out a print for right now, there's a picture. There's the cutest freaking picture of this little boy and a puppy. And I used it for signs from animals and babies. And it was her. I don't know if it was her son or her grandson. But either way, hi, April. But please, please, please do not take any of the... Don't deal with any of the friend requests from anyone. I will never friend request you. I don't have other accounts. This is my only one. Oh, that was your own daughter. Perfect. That's who that was. She's such a sweetie. And her and the dog, they're so cute. So I just want to say that I'm looking here and I am just looking at some of the comments and I'm not quite sure here. So let me see. I just keep scrolling. Okay. Chrissy Kristen, whatever that one is. She sent a heart, and I feel like that's the next one that I'm going to do. You guys, I'm going to try to do these a couple times a month because I actually really like doing them. And it's kind of like a different way to like, so I'll put a link on there, Chrissy Kristen, because that's who I'm going to let in. I'm going to post a link here in just a minute as soon as I remember what the fuck I'm doing. Here we go. Copy. So So she's the only one that I am going to invite in right now. You guys, I am really working on building my TikTok. So I have a TikTok account and stuff. If you can link the name on there. So I'm building my TikTok. I think I have like 850 people right now. Once you get to 1,000, you can do live readings on there. And sometimes, like in the middle of the night, I don't necessarily always like going on Facebook because so many scammers are out there. But every once in a while, I would love to go on TikTok late at night because I'm a night person, and just kind of like do some readings. But I also do like some videos on there and stuff like that. I recently did one about like, because it came in a reading, like 3 different steps for saying no to people. And I am one of those people, I just feel guilty constantly. It's my Libra moon. I feel guilty a lot if I have to tell someone no, or I can't make someone happy or give them what they need or whatever. So it's like, it's just a different thing that came up in a reading, that I actually was so impressed with it that I wrote it down, and it was like the 3 steps to learning how to say no to people. So anyway, can I tell some of my favorite books from my collection of books? These books, it just depends on like what your topic is, because I feel like they're all my favorite and I love every single one of them. And if I could, I would have a crypt built when I die of books and just be put inside of it. And that would be my happiest place that I could ever be. I think deep down I might be a librarian. But Chrissy Krisden is the one that I wanted to grab. So hopefully she grabs that link and clicks it here in just a moment. If not, I will kind of pick somebody else. So we'll just give this a couple more minutes and then see where we go. The next one is going to be kind of quick, you guys, just because I try to limit myself and set my own boundaries with myself to only do this for an hour, because I can sit here all day and do this. So Chrissy Krisden was the one I saw. So I just clicked the link I put in there. She'll be the only one that I bring on. And if she does not kind of pick it up here in just a moment, I will just kind of pick somebody else. Anu or whatever, Miss My Red Hair, don't you worry, because my hair is fake every single time I get on here. So it just depends which wig I want to wear. And yes, it is a wig. And I always wear wigs because I have alopecia. Women, whatever, it's a bunch of bullshit. When I met my dad when I was 40, and I found out that I started wearing wigs when I was 40, and my dad was like, oh, my mom started wearing wigs when she was 40. I'm like, fuck. So thanks for the DNA, Dad. But this one's fake. They're all fake, all the ones you see me in. But I like to get creative. So I have probably like 50 of them. So just know that. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to be bringing someone else on because Chrissy Krisden is not on here yet. Vera whatever. I'm going to bring you on. And yeah, because I don't see the other person yet. So here we go, Vera. Where are you? I think I just sent the, I think I just sent it. So I put it in the comments, right? Do you guys see it? Maybe there's just been so many comments I can't see it now. There was, hold on here. Paste. There we go. Let's see. All right, Vera, if you hit that link, it should work. It should work. And you guys, if you're on TikTok and you want to follow me on there, there might just be some time that I, so Vera, it's under Medium and Psychic Kim Moore, not the one with my, the one that says StreamYard, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of got my picture. It's got like a little, where is it? can't see it. I'm gonna post it one more time. All right, Martha Ortega. You are full of shit. Get off my page. Block you. Why do people do that? Just why? I don't get it. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you on here. So it's very interesting. And they just spam the page until they get their little bullshit. All right. So this is getting kind of difficult here. There we are, Vera. Hello.
Hi.
Steph, hi. Bear with me here just a second. Stephanie. Yeah. So you guys don't like fall for that shit. So hi, Vera. Nice to
Hi.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have I ever met you before?
No, you haven't.
Nice to meet you then for the first time. If I'd met you before, I would have forgot anyway, so it doesn't really
Okay.
matter. So I've never read you before. So today, and I'm sure that this one's just going to be a little short and sweet. But is there a topic or a loved one that you would like to connect with today? The topic, just keep it vague for me. Like instead of saying should I quit my job, say I want to talk about work. If you want to talk to like your favorite grandpa, say I want to talk to Bob. So if there's a loved one or a topic you want me to look at.
A loved one.
Name?
Ramon.
Ramon. Okay. Oh, but you have a few people over there, right? Like you have
Yeah.
several. I don't know if you just asked Ramon and there's like 5 people just so I definitely want to say maybe we have some loved ones here for you. So I don't know if Ramon's going to be the first one because I actually feel like a lady with him. And she seems older than you, almost like a grandma or something like that. But she seems to be standing next to him. So is Ramon older? Like
No.
older than you?
No.
Okay. Then you have a set of grandparents here who are coming through. So we'll get to Ramon, don't worry. But I just have to go to all of them because there's a few of them here. And I just want to make sure that I get to this because it isn't just Ramon. There's others that want to say hello to you.
Okay.
And would it make sense to you if I said like you have pretty good spidey senses or you kind of like feel stuff? You don't even know what it is, but you sometimes like feel spirit around you or something like that. Because I feel like in some ways, like you just have these moments where you're like, you just have these moments where you just feel things, sense things, have dreams about things, all of that kind of stuff. So before I talk to Ramon and before I talk to this set of grandparents that's there, does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Like you're pretty intuitive, you get vibes about things, you're pretty
Yeah.
strong in that. And Ramon, he died. So you've got grandparents there. I think there's a set. So I think you have a set. So it's like
I
grandma,
do.
grandpa energy.
Yeah.
Is that on your mom's side? Or am I on
Yes.
the wrong side of
No.
your Okay. They're
No.
set.
Yeah. Well, I have both.
Great grandparents and
Okay. So I feel like they seem to be connected to Ramon. So
Yes.
I don't know why, but they're connected to Ramon. And it feels like you have a set of grandparents that's connected to him. And he dies quickly, but they die from illness and they're older and whatever. But they seem to be
Yes.
around him. So is Ramon related to you, I guess?
Yes, he is. He's my
Okay.
brother.
And he's their grandchild?
Yes.
Okay. So and your mom's parents are here with him. So I feel like
It's my mom's grandparents, our great grandparents.
your
But
great
probably or not. It's my dad's parents.
Okay, it's both of the grandparents, your grandparents. So I may just be on the wrong side of your family.
Yeah, so it's gonna be my
Because
dad's
they
side.
come with your brother, but that's your dad's brother too, right? I mean your
No.
dad's son too.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure you have the same dad because his
Yeah, we have the
grandparents
same
are
dad.
his grandparents. But they come with him. So basically they're coming with him to show that he's not alone. So he's not alone over there in the spirit world because he dies kind of unexpectedly, is my feeling. And that doesn't, I don't think Ramon was sick. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
He died of something else. And Ramon, your brother, is pretty headstrong and independent when he's alive. And he's kind of pretty proud or strong-willed when he's alive too. So he's like kind of like got this macho-ness, or maybe that's not the right word, but it's like, I'm the dude. I'm the man. There's a very strong masculine energy with Ramon. And the other thing about him, though, is he always thought he was right, or he knew what he was doing, or something like that. So I get that feeling with him that he's kind of a little hard-headed sometimes.
Yes, he was.
When he's alive. He's a good guy, but he just thinks he knows all the answers or something like that. So I feel like sometimes in his life, he thought he was invincible, and
Yes.
he wasn't. So there's something about the end of his life with him thinking he's invincible, but he wasn't. So does that make sense about
Yes, it
him?
does.
And so he says, like, that's the thing with the end of his life, that seems to come very suddenly and very abruptly. And I also think, were there, like, I don't know, there's something around him when he passes that kind of makes me feel a little cloudy in my head. So maybe there's drugs or alcohol involved at the end of his life, but I don't know that that's how he dies. But something's involved. So either someone does something to him, or he does something and then something happens. But I feel chemicals involved in my passing or around the situation. But I don't think he died from that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it
Did he
does.
die of like an injury or something like that? Because it seems like
They shot him.
injury. And so was there something involved with, like, either they were on something, he was on something, there's like something involved that involves that, because it's like an injury, and he says that nobody's thinking clearly and everything's escalated, and he thinks he's invincible or whatever, and now he's in the spirit world, and there's all this kind of chaos after he passed away, of his friends and people that care about him, and like everyone's kind of like lost their shit.
Yeah, that's how we are lost.
Yeah. And so he's telling me it's like nobody's been able to breathe since he's died, especially your mom. Your mom's alive?
Yeah, she is.
He's talking about your mom. He's been visiting. Is she with you?
No, she's not.
Okay. Are you
Just
talking to
another
her today,
sister's
or
with me.
another
We
sister's
haven't
with
been.
you?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about your mom, but there's something about your mom and there's something about your family, and he kind of like acts like a father figure almost sometimes. So I know you have a dad and stuff like that, but your brother acts like he's like, I'm the man, or something like that. So not having him around has been pretty devastating.
Yes.
And did he have kids or a kid?
Daughter. A daughter.
And somebody's, is there also like, was there like some ups and downs with that relationship, but he really cared about that person?
Yes.
Okay. He just is saying hello to her. He's talking about his daughter. She seems pretty young. He's telling me he's okay. The great thing about when they're in the spirit world is they can inspire the living. They can inspire things to happen. They can inspire good things around us. They can inspire justice. That's what he's saying, because there's a lot of that kind of stuff that's still, there's just a lot of heaviness around that, about the justice aspect of things. And so he's talking about that, and he's talking about like, so are you guys still like trying to figure shit out about this
Yes, we are.
justice part of it, or the but you know kind of where this came from or who
Well,
did it?
yes.
He says you guys know who it was. Whether the police have gone after them or not, I don't know, but you guys know who it was, or you have a really good. I'm sorry, I called you Vero. It's Vero or whatever it is, Veronica probably, but I called you
Uh-huh.
Vera, so my
Yeah,
apologies.
you're fine.
But your brother's like, that's not Vera, because I thought in my head, I'm like, oh, it's Vera. He's like, no, and so, but that's your brother. He's happy to correct me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like that's kind of his personality. So he still has that kind of strong, independent, macho kind of thing. But he's with your grandparents, and your grandparents met him when he died. And did he die in the last like year? Like recent?
Recent,
2 months.
2 months ago.
Okay, 2 months ago. Because it's like within the last year he died.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, yeah. So, what I want to say to you is that there seems like there will be some kind of justice connected to this situation. I feel like there's more to it than just whatever is kind of out there right now. I feel like there's more evidence or more shit that will kind of come about because I don't know that everybody or the people involved in this want to take any responsibility for it. And there's kind of like some worries because it seems a little dangerous, like a little bit of a dangerous kind of situation. And there's just worries. So I can't necessarily like see who it was or anything like that. But there will be justice. I feel like it will come about because he says he'll make it come about by inspiring that. Like the earlier case of the lady whose daughter kind of got like screwed over at the doctor's office or at the hospital. That I don't know that there'll be justice. There'll just be karma. But in this particular case, there'll be justice. So
Oh.
I want to tell you that because there's a lot of concerns about like, will there be justice for your brother? Because right now it looks a little dicey. It looks like there's too many kind of like things out there, like too many factors, too much around this. So I want to tell you that eventually there will be some kind of justice for your brother. But right now, he's with your grandparents. He must be with your mom's great or with his great grandparents or whatever, and some grandpa also, because there's like a grandpa, two grandma, grandpa, and then the great grandparents. So there's like five of them with him, but he's like being watched over by them. But I just feel like, just so you guys know, and you have felt him around you, is what he's telling me. That's why in the beginning when I said like, hey, I think you're pretty good at talking to spirits, or you got that. He says he's been visiting you and you've been feeling it in a way that feels like chills up and down your spine. So I just want to tell you that. Is he also cremated, your brother?
No.
Okay. Then who has the area dedicated like a shrine
Oh,
to
it's this
him?
week. I'm moving.
It's because I go every day to the cemetery, me and my older sister.
Is it like a big, like you have a stuff there for him, like
Mm-hmm.
more than just his headstone? Like you got the
Yeah.
flower. It looks like a shrine. And
Mm-hmm.
it has
Yes.
to do with his remains, and it has to do with talking to him. I feel like he gets in the car with you and goes and visits and then leaves with you. So I don't know that he's at the cemetery, but he's definitely there with you guys. He keeps sending like these songs that were his favorites. I think there's songs played at his service that you might hear that are his songs, so not church music, but like songs for him. He says there's
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of people that have like gotten tattoos for him, that have honored him, that have all these plans for him, or like pour one out for him or whatever. He just says he's very honored by everybody that's still living, and they've done all these kind of like memorials for him. So I don't think it's just one. I think there's been all kinds of situations with friends and family where people have gotten together and talked about him. He just loves, like, they really like being talked about. Okay, I'm just letting you know that your brother definitely likes being talked about, because there are a million stories about your brother. Because one, it's either he's macho and being like strong, or he's hilarious. It's like
Mhm.
one or the other with him. So either he's joking or he's acting like he's a badass. He can't decide what one it's going to be. It's kind of my feeling with him. But
Mhm.
he is okay. And I feel like he's very protective of you and your sister, and there's other kids, and the girlfriend and the kid, or the wife, or the whatever, the mom of the kid and kid, and all these girls. It's like he's got
Yes.
his arms wrapped around everybody, because he's just like, he's a protector, he's a guardian, and he says now that he's gone, there's just all these things like he used to do that like nobody's doing, and you don't
Mhm.
know who's going to fill that space, because I feel like you guys just miss him so much that there's just like a big gap in your family. And he says that he knows. And there's also something about like the month of September, like there's some significant shit in September connected to him. I don't know if that is also someone's birthday or whatever, but the month of September is significant for the family. I don't know what's going to happen in September, but I feel like some big shit will happen in September. So I don't know, maybe that's when you start seeing court stuff, or start seeing things kind of like hitting domino effect. But I kind of get the feeling like some people are kind of assholes about it. So, like, not everybody is like sympathetic. Like, I don't know why. It just seems like there's people that might have been connected to him that kind of sucked. So, I don't I don't know what that is. Um, but he says that it's like there's living people that act like, oh well, we expected that, or we whatever. Well, fuck them. That's what I want to say, because that's what your brother would say too, because your brother's not
Mhm.
shy.
No.
And we share a similar language that uses the F word quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like me and your brother, we could just sit there and drop F bombs all day long. And that's how I feel like is kind of his personality. Um, did he have tattoos?
Mm-mm.
Okay, then is somebody getting a tattoo right here
Well,
on their
everybody
upper
wants to get a tattoo.
arm?
Mhm.
No, wait, it's upper left arm on the side of their heart.
Uh-huh.
He said someone's getting a tattoo for him right here, and it's either just happened or it's going to happen like within a week, or but it's a dude.
It's a
So
dude.
is there
Oh.
some guy that you know of who's going to get a tattoo on his upper left arm for your
I'm
brother?
not I don't not right now. No, maybe a friend.
Maybe it's a friend. I don't know. He says right here. He's getting me right here, is what he's telling me. Because I keep. Your brother is very pushy when he wants to be.
Uh-huh. Yes,
I
he is.
just am like, dude. And he's like, yep, yep. And so I feel like though he pushes you, so my sense is not physically, but like kind of pushes your boundaries. So you might feel chilly sometimes, or feel like he's around or something like that, because he says that he visits you fairly frequently, and you have feelings that he might be around. And you had a couple of dreams about him as well, is what he's telling me, where you just kind of saw him. But I don't know that you talked to him or anything like that. But it's like seeing him in a dream. It's either you or your sister. Um, but he says he's already tried to visit. He's definitely trying to visit your mom. So I
Oh,
don't know what the deal is with him and your mom, but he is definitely trying to visit her,
I think it's
trying
my
to get
older
through to
sister
her.
because I try to call him at night before I go to sleep. Maybe I'll dream him, but I haven't been able to dream him.
That's okay. Is it your sister who had the dream about him?
Yeah, she dreams about
Okay,
him.
like two dreams, and she just sees him. Like
Hmm.
I don't know that he's talking in every single one, but he's saying, "Don't worry, I'll be visiting." But I also feel like there's some, I don't know, maybe you feel like you lose shit a lot or something. It just seems like I'm not thinking he's moving anything to like freak you out, but I feel like sometimes you like put something down and then somewhere else. And it's not because he's doing that. It's just the energy or frequency some kind of causes like little glitches in our universe. But he's coming and he just like kissed you on the cheek. And he said he wanted to let you know he was okay, but you can tell everybody else he's okay. And even though he's been like, hasn't been gone that long, he said he's like around everybody. He just says, I love you. And this is going to get resolved. And you guys might, like there's no justice really when somebody dies. I don't think anybody ever feels like, oh, somebody died now, this is equal or this is fair. But he says that things will get worked out. But he acts like you're like his little sister. Or either you're shorter than him or something. And he acts like he wants you to know that he loves you and he's watching over you. And he also kind of gives you a little bit of shit here and there. But I feel like it's out of love, like he teases, but it's not necessarily like teasing in a bad way. It's teasing in a I love you kind of way. So I just want you to know that, and I just want you to know that he loves you very much. And I'm so sorry for your loss to you and your family, because he was such an important part of everybody's life. Like he is definitely a force to be reckoned with, your brother. And he is definitely a part of everybody's life, and he knows how much he meant to everybody. So it's just that without him, it's kind of like there's this big hole, but the hole will slowly fill. He's around his daughter a lot, and he just wants you to know that he is visiting, I guess, your sister in her dreams. And he says, say hi to her. And he's like, tell her I know she's there. So obviously she used to take care of him a lot when he was younger, because he acts like that's his mom. I know you have a mom, but he acts like your older sister is also like his boss, or used to try to boss him around or something like that. So, but he says that with a big smirk on his face because he's a smart ass. But he just wants everyone to know that he's okay. And that he sees all the things everyone's doing to honor him. And he says justice will happen. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but I feel like something big will happen in September. I just don't know what it is. So like something connected to his death will happen in September. So I just want to tell you that.
Thank you so much.
But he loves you, and I'm glad you decided to sign on. And he said that heart was for him. You put a heart on when you did it.
Yes,
he said that heart was for me. She put that heart on for me. That was he knew it was for him. So, but everybody else had to come with him so that you knew he wasn't alone. So I just that he's kind of a little intense. So anyway, thank you so much for signing on today, and I'm glad I got to talk to him for you. But he is he's doing okay.
Thank you so much.
It's just I'm so sorry for your loss, because I can feel it, and it fucking sucks. Yes. So just know that, just keep talking to him, okay? He says you're connected to him. You and him seem like you're tight. So, and you got in trouble together or something. So he says we're like you and him are close when you're kids. You got in trouble together or whatever. So I just feel like he's saying that he loves you. So, and he's, oh wait, shit. Is he also an uncle?
He is.
Like it, but does he have like a nephew or a niece that's kind of closer to his age?
A niece.
Okay, because it's like there's somebody here. He's talking about being uncle to someone that's close to his age-ish, like within 5-ish years. Like he's too old to be their dad. I mean, too young to be their dad. That is my feeling. There's too much of a, too small of a gap. But he talks about having like a niece or a nephew that he kind of feels like he grew up with a little bit. And he also talks about like there's nieces and nephews and all these people in the family that he also says like they all miss him. The kids miss him too. So he's talking about being around the kids and being a guardian for them too. So I just want to throw that in there because there's others that he's saying are left behind. So anyway, sorry, I had to get that in there and say hi to them. So I
Okay.
hope that the rest of your day is absolutely wonderful, my dear. And
Yes,
thank you for
thank you so
signing on
much.
and say hi to your sister.
I
You're
will.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna hit the bricks. I stayed on longer. I stayed on a half hour longer, so my boundaries are really great. And that wasn't really short because I'm glad I got to connect with your loved ones. And to you guys who know me, hi, like Diana and Toby, and like some of you guys I know, some of you guys are clients, some of you guys are friends. So thank you for signing on and thank you for watching my nonsense. So I just want to say, is it too soon to talk to my son? It's been 2 years. There is no such thing as too soon. There are spirits that come and they come immediately after they pass away. So don't worry about that. And Toby motherfucking Jenkins, we will be sending you a link to the class so you can help with it. But anyway, you guys, I hope the rest of your day is wonderful and I enjoy doing this. So, and if you want to follow me on TikTok, that way in the middle of the night, one night, I can get up and be like, let's talk to some dead people because that would be the perfect place to do it. Anyway, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.